Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your boy Poke Trainer Tyson here again with a topic that I'm really excited to talk about. Today, we're going to get into my opinion, ranking all of the Pokemon products from an investment standpoint. So we're going to talk about 9 different types of sealed product investments. I guess it's really 8 with an asterisk. The last one is technically sealed, but it was at one point open. But we'll get there when we get there. You'll see what I'm talking about. Before we get into it, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, share the video. Let me know down in the comments what you always want me to talk about, what you want to see, what you think about the upload cadence and the quality of the videos. Thanks so much for the love and support that I'm already getting on the videos after trying to revive the channel. I really appreciate you guys. And yeah, I really love doing it. So I love being able to share it with people. So thanks so much for that, guys. And let's go ahead and hop into it. So when I talk about ranking the Pokemon products from an investment standpoint, some points I'm going to hit on are liquidity. If the product is something that is what I call it a bread and butter product, a product that people are going to know, a product that is easy to market. We're going to talk about some of these products are in asterisks in their ranking because they're better for different types of sets, special sets versus regular sets. They can be better if the set inside of the product is really strong, and then sometimes some rules don't apply, but you'll see that as we go along in the list. But in this order is how I've ranked them and how I'm going to talk about them and how good of an investment I think they probably are. So down the list, we have booster boxes, Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes, which as of late have kind of piqued my interest as maybe taking that #1 spot. Regular Elite Trainer boxes, booster bundles, sleeve boosters, collection boxes, loose boosters, ancillary products, and graded slabs. That's my 1 through 9. And in that order is how I tend to want to invest in these products. And there's a certain point down this list where I don't focus on them at all. I don't plan to invest in them, and we'll get there towards the end of the video. But let's go ahead and start with, in my opinion, the big dog, and that is the booster box. So booster boxes are the bread and butter product of the Pokemon trading card game when it comes to sealed product. There's been a booster box for literally every single main set that's ever came out, and there has not been, or there's yet to be, and we are talking about if you get the booster box at MSRP or closer, we have to assume some things, right? So if you get the booster box at MSRP or close to MSRP, there's not been a single booster box in the history of the Pokemon trading card game that has not appreciated in price over time, right? That's just true. Some people, I would even go as far to say for most products, there's not a single product that has not appreciated in value over time. The issue with some products is liquidity, right? Booster boxes, up until a certain price, and that price is super high, tend not to have liquidity issues. And even when they do, you can take your booster boxes to an auction house and they will take care of it for you. It will get sold. So bread and butter product of the TCG, they're easy to market because everybody knows what a booster box is, right? And they're easy to market because there's always a certain type of collector that will want a booster box, even trash booster boxes like Rebel Clash. You see there's a Battle Styles booster box on the screen. I don't consider Battle Styles a trash booster box. I really like that set, but it is obviously not as popular as Team Up or Evolving Skies or even Journey Together on the screen. But there's a collector who will want it because they want one of every Sword and Shield booster box, right? So you'll be able to move those booster boxes. The next thing that is new as of the Scarlet Violet era, you'll see on the Journey Together booster box, is you have an enhanced option. What is the enhanced option? The enhanced option is now the box has a box topper. The one in Journey Together is an Zorua. There is one in the Mega Evolution base set booster box. It is a art rare Bulbasaur. And that's all the enhanced booster boxes so far. The card that makes them enhanced has been an art rare, and I believe they come stamped, and that's the only way you can get the card stamped. Because the Zorua is in the set, but also, am I lying to you? No, it's not Zorua. It's a Reshiram. Yeah, it's an Reshiram in the booster box. The Zorua is in the Elite Trainer box. But either way, it comes with a sealed promo, not just like a loose promo, but a sealed promo that has a stamp for the set. Those are cards that are going to, over time, make the booster box more valuable because it's the only place you can get that Ends Reshiram. It's the only place you can get that Bulbasaur with the stamp. And if you're new to the hobby and you're saying it's just a stamp, if the card's in the set, why does it matter? You'd be surprised. The longer that you are in this hobby, the more you realize people really care about the stamp. So, because it makes it a more exclusive thing. Exclusivity is a really big thing in the Pokemon trading card game when it comes to investing. So that enhanced option with the exclusive promo bumps booster boxes up even more than they already were. If you get this box, and even I will say, if you get this box, if it's a newer set and you're closer to MSRP, this is your best bang for your buck as far as packs per price per pack. Because loose boosters are going to be just the regular booster box, the regular blister pack price. But let's see, the price of a booster pack, I believe the MSRP now is around $5. But you get for $161 at MSRP, you get 36 packs. So you're paying slightly under MSRP for your booster packs, which if we're talking price per pack value, that's very important down the line. And these boxes are most likely to be liquid, right? Because of the pack per price. If there's somebody who wants to rip the set, if you're trying to sell to maybe a rip and shipper down the line, somebody who does live pack breaks, picking up booster boxes is probably going to be the best price per pack for them, right? And even if you're trying to sell booster boxes of a new set and folks want to open that new set, the booster box is going to be your primary item because a lot of people look at it and they go, hey, that's my best price per pack. So that's why they are the most liquid, and honestly, they're the most collectible. They have great curb appeal, or shelf appeal, I should say. The Scarlet Violet boxes have kind of been lacking, and so with the Mega Evolution boxes. But the Team Up box, the Evolving Skies box, even the Battle Styles box that we have here as an example, go crazy when it comes to the shelf appeal. And the last plus we're going to give for booster boxes here is that they're easiest to ship. It's if you've never held a booster box before, it's a pretty small, quaint little square shape, rectangle shape. You buy a relatively small box, drop some padding in there. If you got an acrylic around your booster box, maybe the box is a little bigger, but you drop some padding in there, tape it up, ship it, done, right? No, with the collection boxes that you see in Walmart sometimes or whatever, they're huge. They're these big awkward rectangles. You got to find a very specific size box to ship that thing. None of those issues with booster boxes. Essentially, you find a box that's a rectangle and it's bigger than the booster box, and then you can just fill the rest in with padding, and then you're done, right? So that's going to make it easier for you to sell and ship in the long term. So overall, in my opinion, booster box is still the king. The next product we're going to talk about is the Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes. These are a very new product. The first one that we got was back in Chilling Rain. That's why I got the picture up there. And these are the first plus, the most exclusive product on the list. When it comes to investing and selling long term, like I was talking about with the stamp promos, exclusivity is very important, right? This product increases in value so much very quickly because generally, you'll see there in the third point, they get dropped once or twice, right? So Pokemon will have their initial wave. You'll wait about 2 weeks to a month, depending on how far out that initial wave is. They'll drop a second wave, and generally that's it. If you're able to get in and get these for $60, like this Obsidian Flames ETB, you could have got it for $60 when the set dropped. And at this point, the hobby wasn't too crazy, so you could have got it for $60 for a little while. Now it's worth $500, right? This Pokemon Center ETB for 151, I believe, is $800, and it came out at $65 or $70 because it was a special set. Don't even get me started on if you have a set of Elite Trainer boxes for Evolving Skies, right, from the Pokemon Center. Another thing, just like the booster boxes, these have great curb appeal, great shelf appeal, especially because a lot of times the art on the Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes is different than the regular Elite Trainer box, especially now Sword and Shield era, or excuse me, Scarlet Violet era, and in the Mega Evolution era, they're slightly different. which is, again, exclusivity. The only way to get this art on the box for your shelf is to get the Pokemon Center one. So that's going to make it, again, easier to sell. You have more packs than a regular ETB, so the price is a little higher, but you get more packs. And the fifth point there, you get an exclusive stamp promo as of the Scarlet Violet era. So they started adding in the Scarlet Violet era to regular ETBs a exclusive promo. And then they said if you buy the Pokemon Center one, you're going to get 2 copies of the exclusive promo, and one of them is going to have a stamp. If you look at the prices of some of these promos, like if you look at the price of the Snorlax with and without the stamp, it's already expensive because it's exclusive in the ETB, which is a sought after product for this. But once you get the stamp involved, the promo goes crazy, which makes the box price go crazy, right? So Pokemon Center ETBs, number 2, almost considering to make it my number 1 just because of how things have changed in the hobby. But these, very good products. Number 3, my number 3 product to invest in, booster bundles. I put these over the regular ETBs, and we'll kind of get more into this. But they're the newest product on the list. I didn't even realize this. The first booster bundle we ever had was for Lost Origin, right? The reason why these products are so good is back to that price per pack like we talked about in the booster box. If you get these for MSRP, these are six packs for the price of 6 packs in a sealed box, right? That's it. These rank higher than the regular Elite Trainer boxes for me because they are killer for special sets. For special sets, there's no fluff on this. Like with the Elite Trainer box, you're paying extra for the dice and the dividers and the sleeves and whatever. This, you're paying the price of 6 packs for 6 packs. If you're able to get a lot of these, or if you're able to, get in on these, because these special sets don't have booster boxes, so you don't have the option to go for a booster box. You can buy a booster box worth of Crown Zenith at a time, or a booster box worth of Paldean Fates at a time, but you cannot go get a actual booster box of them. So this is technically your cheapest price per pack on these special sets that are very sought after. That being said, they're potentially less worth it for main sets because they have booster boxes. If you're able to get booster boxes, then why would you go and get the 6 packs when you can get 36 packs, right? For theoretically the same price. But if you are going in on a special set, the booster bundle is the way to go. And this is the first time I'm going to talk about this 5th point, good vendor trade fodder. If you are a person that likes to go to card shows and likes to try and work a deal, booster bundles are a great way to increase your value and pay less cash. So if there's something that you want there, and say you've got you collected Paldean Fates booster bundles, you can now say, hey, I've got 10 Paldean Fates booster bundles on me. Can we work this into the deal? You give me 80% on the Paldean Fates or 70% on the Paldean Fates, and then I'll cover the difference in cash, right? Now, if you paid MSRP for that, you're getting whatever the new value is, which Paldean Fates booster bundles have shot up. I think they're almost $100 a bundle from the price of 6 packs that you paid for it. And now you're getting percentages off on a deal for an item that you really want, or for a few items that you really want, right? And you can also make that play as a collector. If you want an older booster box, say you're trying to work your way into a Fusion Strike booster box, but you started in the hobby later than Fusion Strike and you kind of missed the boat, but you've got a bunch of Paldean Fates, now you can go to the card show and try and make that trade and maybe end up only paying $100 for your $100 cash out of pocket for your Fusion Strike booster box for your shelf, right? So that's why booster bundles rank in the number 3 spot for me. Elite Trainer boxes, this is a number 4 product. This is another bread and butter product. You'll see the first one there, Plasma Storm. If you were in the hobby long enough and you had the foresight to not rip the old ETBs, then you're golden. Congratulations, you won the hobby. Because ETBs were produced a lot less back in the day than they are now. Now they're one of the products that Pokemon use as a reprint vehicles, right? But these products still have great shelf appeal. They're not as exclusive as the regular as the Pokemon Center ETBs, but they still have great shelf appeal, and they are more affordable even at MSRP. So people will tend to go grab one, right? For me, they are less worth it at release for regular sets. Why is that? Because regular sets have booster boxes, right? So you want to be focused on the booster boxes for all the reasons we talked about in the booster box section. But if you are collecting into a special set and say booster bundles aren't available to you, but you got ETBs on the shelf at your Walmart, they're not a bad grab. They're not as good as the Pokemon Center ETBs because they're not as exclusive. But if you look at something like the Paldean Fates or the Prismatic Evolution ones, if you bought at MSRP, you still almost doubled your money. Or for Prismatic, I think you've almost tripled your money for Prismatic, and I'm pretty sure you've almost doubled your money for Paldean Fates. I actually think Paldean Fates is up something crazy, like 250 something percent if we look on a TCG player screen or on the map there. But for special sets, you'll see in the fourth point, they're better at release, and then in the fourth point for regular sets, they're better after a restock, after that second wave comes out. Surging Sparks ETBs are a great example. Surging Sparks ETBs have dropped to $70 from their high of like $150. Even you can get that pack from Costco that has the Surging Sparks ETB and a booster bundle for $90, which is a steal because booster bundles are normally like $35 to $40. So you're getting $100 and some odd of value for just like $90.95 on like Facebook Marketplace. So that is kind of where I'm at with ETBs. Special sets, yes. Regular sets, maybe wait till that second release. And you'll see in that fourth point, I noted that Pokemon Center ETBs kind of zap some of the value out of it. And I believe that to be true because Pokemon Center ETBs are just more exclusive, and exclusivity really matters in the hobby when it comes to investments. Next up, you got sleeve boosters. So this is when we are getting into the speculative plays, the potential plays. I would not focus on fronting a lot of money into sleeve boosters. I don't like them as long-term holds and trying to move, because you're going to move these in pieces, right? Versus moving a whole booster box, right? Even if the price per pack goes up, you might have some art set collectors that come and ask for 4, right? One of each art. Or depending on the set, like I believe Evolving Skies and Chilling Reign had 5 booster packs. So you might sell 5 at a time, right? But they are potentially more readily available when stock is good, when stuff is normal. You know, if you're going to Walmart or Target to buy some milk or whatever, you're going to see some sleeve boosters on the shelf. You can grab, a handful. If you say, hey, every time I go in, I'm going to buy, $15 worth of sleeve boosters. Then over time, you can accumulate a good position in sleeve boosters, and the cost is just a cost for a pack, right? Which means your cost basis isn't terrible on these. And if you get a strong set, you see every example on the screen is a strong set. This is when set picking becomes good, because I wouldn't necessarily make this play for something like Sword and Shield base, right? But when you get Evolving Skies involved, or you get Destined Rivals involved, now you've got potentially good trade fodder down the line. You can go same play you made with the booster bundles at a show for vendors locally with people. You can say, hey, I've got a crap ton of Evolving Skies sleeve boosters. The market price for these is like 20 some odd dollars. If you give me $15 a booster pack on this deal, and we can make some work, and I'll put some cash on top of it. Now you've reduced your actual out of pocket on whatever item that you're trying to trade for. And because we're talking about potentially using these as trade fodder down the line, we're going to talk. This is the first time I'm going to bring up built-in protection from resealing. Every product that I've brought up before has some built-in protection from resealing, but sleeve boosters, because they're an individual pack, an individual item, these are the individual pack with the highest protection from resealing. It's kind of going to be obvious if you ripped the cardboard up, messed up the glue to get to the pack to open it and reseal it, right? And we'll talk about that when we get to the loose booster section. But that's really important if you're trying to make a deal at a show with a vendor that you don't know. Maybe you just met them. They haven't really built trust up with you, but you can show them these sleeve boosters and they can look at them and say, okay, these have not been tampered with, right? very important because for the folks that are new, people in this hobby will do a lot of shady stuff, or the bad actors in the hobby will reseal the packs on you. So that's why I think sleeve boosters are potential plays. All right, now we're getting into another potential play. You gotta be heads up to make this one work in your favor. So collection boxes and UPCs and SPCs, super premium collections and ultra premium collections for folks that don't know the acronyms there. So these are also products that are potentially more readily available. The ultra premium collection for 151 sat at $80 in Costco forever. The Charizard ones set in Targets and game stores and Walmarts forever. Stuff like this Archaludon box and the mystical collections back in the day were readily available in the Archaludon box. Is a pre-release item now, but it'll be readily available when it comes out. And it's all for different reasons, right? The Archaludon box is one of these ancillary products where it's not really going to be a great investment, but the price per pack in these is potentially lower depending on what the pack inside is. In the picture, at least you see they got 2 Destined Rivals and 2 Journey together. If this box is $20, then you're doing all right already, because the pack per price on Destined Rivals at one point, I believe it's still closer to $9 or $10, and Journey together is about $7 or $8. So you're doing all right. When you get into something like the super premium collection and the ultra premium collection, normally these are great collector's items and they come with some promos in them that are exclusive to the box. There was the SIR Mew from 151 is exclusive to this box. There's 3 alt art Charizards that were exclusive to the Charizard box. And then that mythical collection, that Jirachi, is exclusive to that product. So that makes these strong products, because if people want those promos, they got to buy these boxes, right? If vendors or resellers or people who resell graded slabs want these products or want the cards, they got to buy the product, or they got to buy the cards from you. Also, the price per pack can be pretty good in these ultra premium collections, as well as just like the Archaludon box, depending on how strong the set is. Down the line, these can, again, be good trade fodder. If you're a person who collected a lot of the mythical collection boxes back in the day, or if you bought the Charizard UPCs when nobody cared about them and the 151 UPCs when nobody cared about them, and then down the line you're trying to do a local deal, you're trying to go to the vendors, just like I said with the other products here, you can say, hey, I've got these. I can bring them to the show. I can bring them to the game store, whatever. What percentage will you give me of market? And let's work it into this deal. Let's see if I can trade my way up into only paying a couple $100s for an evolving size booster box, because I was able to get these other products that are good, right? So they're potential fodder. And then again, built-in protection from resealing. This person knows that they're getting whatever they paid for, because this is a sealed product that is strong, especially when you get into stuff like this Archaludon EX box. For those that remember, there was a Arceus V collection box that at the end of Sword and Shield that had a pack of Cosmic Eclipse in it, and people went crazy for those because there was a pack of Cosmic Eclipse in it, and it was a way to get a pack at a decent pack per price. I think the price per pack at that point for Cosmic Eclipse was essentially the cost of the box, and you knew it wasn't going to be resealed, right? So the collection boxes can be decent. I think the UPCs and SPCs are always going to be a decent play long term, depending on the strength of the Pokemon. Like the Terapagos one didn't do really well off the bat, but this could be good. And moving into the last couple items, this is the probably no-go. Loose booster packs. So potentially they're more readily available. This is when you walk into your game store when product is readily available. They've got them in those little plastic clear things where they can just pull a booster pack out. You could say, every time I'm going to go in the game store, I'm going to buy 1 or 2 packs. And the cost per pack is just the price per pack. If you're buying them from a game store, depending on what the market looks like, it could be slightly under. But These are not great trade fodder. You can't make the same play with sleeve boosters because there's no protection from resealing. You'll see in the fourth point there, unless the set is absolutely cracked, which only happens maybe once a generation. Like I watched a video where a guy made a deal. He made a $15,000 deal. He paid for 500 booster packs of Evolving Skies at the top of the market. So it was $33 a pack, and he bought 500 of them. So if you're a person who's got a lot of, a really strong set, and you've built up trust with a vendor, you've built up trust locally, you can move evolve like these loose boosters, and you can make a profit off them. But that takes a lot, and there's much easier plays that you can make. So I don't think loose boosters are a great value, a great way to move if you're trying to be an investor. Second to last, ancillary products. These products are no-go. They're not really focused on collecting. These products I'm showing you are focused on players. The Trainer's Toolkit, these battle decks of all varieties. They have potential of no packs. The Trainer's Toolkits have packs. I think they have 4 packs, depending on, what the most recent set is or what the most recent sets are. The League battle decks never have packs. They're much less liquid. Nobody really cares about these after they come out, even players, because a lot of times they release these things and half the deck's going to rotate out soon anyway. And there's no trade value in these. There just isn't. I don't think there's any reason for an investor to be looking at these from an investment standpoint. If you're a person like me who also plays the game, then I picked up the Dragapult and Charizard battle decks when they came out because they had good aspects in them and good cards. But if you don't play the game, if you're not worried about it, then no, these are a hard no. And my hot take of the video, I'm not a slabs person for investing. Personal collection, yes. Yeah, 100%. But for investing, I just don't see it. 9 times out of 10, if you're a person who wants to make money from slabs, the best thing for you to do is be a flipper, right? Like you see first to market people all the time. Every pre-release, they're buying cards for a crazy amount to try and be the first person to get it in a 10. And at that point, the modern slabs are the most liquid that they're going to be. Stuff gets much less liquid as time goes on. You'll see in the second point, slabs are potentially less liquid. And not because people don't want them, but because the audience for people that want them is very small, right? It's smaller than the people who want the sealed product 100%. It's just more of a specific niche. And the only time where they come close to being as liquid as sealed product is during booms, right? You get booms, you get people that are very excited, new people. Oh, I love my new favorite Pokemon Charizard. This is an example of somebody who's new in the hobby. Oh, I love Charizard. There's so many graded Charizards with great art. Let me go pick them up. Then you, as the person who has the slab, gets to charge essentially whatever you want, gets to have a good time with the price. And then if you're in a time like now the first thing that stops moving is slabs, right? So in my opinion, not a great play for an investor unless you're able to, maybe you pulled it. So essentially, if you pulled this Lugia from a booster box that you bought at MSRP, you paid MSRP for this Lugia, right? Maybe that's a good play, but it's not for me. And it is a more active game than sealed product, which if we're investing, the whole point is to be able to park your money, sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. Sell to get your cost basis to 0 when the product goes up, and then hold until you feel like you want to take your profit, right? That's not the game that you play with slabs. So for me, it's a no-go. So there it is, guys. That's my opinion. You got some winners, some potential plays, and some losers. Your winners are going to be booster boxes 100% of the time, Pokemon Center ETBs 100% of the time. Booster bundles, you'll see they're in both categories, potential and winners, and they have an asterisk. Essentially, it's like that because, like we talked about, booster bundles, amazing for special sets. That's how you get your booster box price or whatever, since special sets don't have booster boxes, but less worth it for a regular set unless the set is really strong. Like if you've got some Destined Rivals booster bundles, that set's really strong. People really like Destined Rivals. That might be a decent play going forward. And then regular ETBs, again, great for special sets, not so great for regular sets until the second wave goes away. And even then, if you could just be buying Pokemon Center ETBs. booster bundles, we already talked about why that's in the potential play. Sleeve boosters, potential play, because if you've got a strong set, you build up your rapport, you are able to hold long enough for the price of the set to go up. You can use them for decent trade fodder. Collection boxes, same deal. The price per pack's pretty decent. And remember, collection boxes also encompasses UPCs and SPCs. So if you're able to get them at a decent price, like the 151 that just sat at Costco at $80, you could have got that, and now they're worth like $200. And then the absolute losers, loose boosters to me, no go. Ancillary products, no go. Graded slabs are for flippers. They're not for investors, in my opinion. But that's my take. That's how I feel about every sealed product that you can get in the Pokemon trading card game hobby. Again, if you're in this deep in the video, thank you so much for watching. Again, like, comment, subscribe, share the video. Let me know what you guys want to see next. It's been your boy, Poke Trainer Tyson, and I'll talk to you all later. Peace.